Hey, you guys, Courtney Fricky here. So I'm here. You guys know that I've been interviewing some folks here at this conference this weekend, Gary Johnson's Financial Freedom Principles. And so, how long have you guys been investing?
We bought our first rental house in 1981.
1981. And Mr. Dan Amos, and you guys are here in Georgia? Y'all are
Yes.
based out of here in Georgia, and that's where the majority of y'all rentals have been for the most part?
Yes, South Atlanta.
Yeah, South Atlanta. Okay, so a lot of new investors want to know, especially from someone who has the experience like you guys do. You know, with our rentals, should we keep debt on them? Should we work really hard to pay off our rentals so we can have more cash flow? What has your experience been, and what are your thoughts on that?
It depends.
Sound like a good lawyer.
Well, seriously, as Gary points out in the seminar here, what are you trying to accomplish? And at different stages of your investment career, you're going to have different ideas and plans. When I first left my real job, cash flow. I needed cash flow.
Yeah.
Okay. And I did a lot of things I didn't think I'd ever do. Got in the mobile home world. I created notes and I sold notes to do all that.
Okay.
And then once we had enough cash flow, you know, as Gary says, CFA above your monthly note,
Yep.
it changes.
Yeah.
So you may want to pay them off. You may not. We personally don't really need to pay many more off.
Yeah. So you're able to do enough, you know, and be able to live off them. What
Yeah.
do
I
you
like
think?
having a combination. I like some free and clear. When you have a downturn in the market, like we had in the 2009, 2010, you can drop your rents because you don't have a mortgage you're having to pay.
Yeah.
So you can drop your rents when the market's going down and down
Sure.
and still be fine. You don't
Yeah.
lose the house. But on the other hand, I don't want everything free and clear because your rate of return gets lower because,
Sure.
you know,
You have all that cash, that debt equity, all that cash stuck in those properties. And yes, it allows you to sleep better at night, but what's that money, how's that money working for you?
yeah, rather than having everything mortgaged at a 50% rate, I'd rather have some free and clear and some mortgaged higher.
Okay. Yeah, so instead of median rates on everything, it's like some low, some high. That middle rate, what don't you like about that middle rate? Like if all your properties were 50% loan to value, you know, worth 100, but the loans were all 50,000. What don't you like about that middle rate?
You don't have any way to escape if you have problems, if the market has problems. If you've got some that are free and clear, you can probably sell the ones that are mortgaged and get out from under the debt.
Yeah.
So you got to, like Danny said,
More
it depends.
flexibilities.
Depends on where you are, what's going on
Yeah.
outside of you.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that's important. I think Jack Miller in his newsletters once said, in a changing market, the greatest threat to your rental properties is a monthly payment,
Yes.
right? If
Yes.
it takes 3 months to rent it out, I mean, you got to pay those payments, right? But if you're free and clear, you know, you have a little bit more flexibility to bend and kind of move with the market. So I really appreciate y'all's, experience and all that. Any final thoughts you want to share?
Yeah, one thing I would say, be careful who your mortgage is with.
Well, yeah,
Just
the
having
quality.
debt on the not the quality, but private investors are flexible.
Yep.
If you need to,
Yep.
talk to them, give me a month's grace.
Yep.
You can. Banks are not going to, restructure things, again, if the market goes bad.
Yeah,
So-
they're less flexible, right? Yeah, we've got a situation where we've got a friend who's in a bind, and his institutional stuff, they're super rigid, but the private money's a lot of friends and family.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're able to go to them and say, hey, can we work something out?
Right.
Can we pay you a lower payment right now with a maybe a promise to pay, a lump sum at some point,
Yeah.
something like that.
Or can we give you part of the equity,
Yes.
bring you in on the deal for a lower payment? A
Yeah.
lot of flexibility with individuals.
Exactly, and that's really important. The quality of the debt, the where the debt comes from, that does mean something. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you guys so much. Any other final thoughts?
I've got one more thought.
I'll take it.
We bought our house, first one 43 years ago. We've seen every
Market
part of the
cycle and
market,
everything,
every
yep.
one of them. And Jack Miller used to always say, you need to have a strategy for every part of the cycle. And I heard
like
you
that.
say most of your people that will be viewing this are less than 10 years in the business.
Yep.
So I would just say, really, you need to have a strategy for every part of
I
the
like that.
for every part of the cycle.
It's not always going to be terrific and keep going up, you know, which is what they're seeing right now.
Well, and I think that, thank you for sharing that. By the way, I've been going through Jack Miller's newsletters since
Okay.
the end of the 1970s. I'm in the 80s right now. And one of the things I love about that, you know, it's helped me. I've been in the business for 10 years.
Yeah.
I feel like even though I've done volume, my skills are half baked because they haven't been in the pressure of a changing market. So I think that's critical because, you know, so right now I do have some free and clear. Most of my stuff's leveraged, but that free and clear stuff gives me, you know, a break. If it's vacant, it gives me some flexibility. If I need to, I can go use it as collateral for
Yes.
something, you
Sure.
know. And so I really like, you know, having different plans for different parts of the market because everyone thinks they're a genius when it's up.
Oh,
Yes. Because you are. You don't do much wrong. Everything you do
Right.
is right.
Well, in the market masks a lot of sin, right?
it does.
And in different in different parts of the market, we're seeing some of those sins come to roost, right?
Yes.
We're seeing people having to pay for those bad deals. Well, think about it: the sellers in 21 and 2021 who, you know, overpaid and were in the bidding wars. You know, they don't have much equity right now; they can't sell.
Right.
And that's a homeowner, much less an investor with an investment deal. So, well, thank you guys so much for your time, and I appreciate your experience. And my goal is to continue to just introduce folks to stuff like this so that they can learn better and do better.
You're
good luck.
welcome. Our pleasure.
Well, excellent. Thank you guys. I know you guys have a meetup here in South Atlanta. You want to point that in case people are in the region?
Sure. The Fayetteville IHOP, and we're going to start meeting on the first Thursday night of the month.
Okay.
Next meeting is June the 6th, 2024.
All right. Excellent. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.
Thank you guys. That was excellent.
You're welcome.
I love that.